Southampton Under-21s suffered their second consecutive defeat at the hands of Everton at Southport's Merseyrail Community Stadium on Monday evening. Martin Hunter's side included Jake Flanagan and Ryan Seeger, who were both on Ronald Koeman's bench for the first team's victory at QPR on Saturday. Everton's lineup included 4 of the players that lost out to Saints Under-18s in a dramatic penalty shootout last month in the FA Youth Cup. The deadlock was broke after just 3 minutes. Bevis Mugabe failed to clear a loose ball and David Hennon took advantage, running through to slot past Wilbrick from an angle. It would have been 2 just after 5 minutes had it not been for Jason McCarthy's goal line clearance. Britt's miskick fell at the feet of Courtney Duffus, who saw his shot blocked and then cleared to safety by the Saints skipper. Saints were off the hook again when this corner looped in and was headed goalwards. Thankfully for them, the ball appeared to be blocked by their own defender in Brendan Galloway. From that resulting corner came the second goal for the hosts. Saints failed to clear a corner from the far side and the ball was eventually crossed back in by Hennon. He picked out John Joe Kenny at the back post, who headed home to double his side's lead inside 15 minutes. Duffus looked lively for large parts of the first period but couldn't direct this effort on target as he dragged it wide. Saints' first real chance came from Josh Sims. Sam Gallagher and Ryan Seeger showed persistence to force Ryan Ledson into error, but thankfully for him a last-ditch tackle from Galloway prevented Sims from getting his shot off. Ledson may have gifted Saints a chance, but he certainly made up for it down the other end. He picked up a short corner and played a teasing ball into the box that fooled everyone, eventually finding its way through and into the bottom corner in off the post. Saints almost went in 4-0 down at the break had it not been for the linesman's flag. Hennon headed back down into the box and Duffus threw himself at the ball to bundle it home. Thankfully for Saints, Duffus was called offside and the damage was limited. Everton continued to dominate at the start of the second half. Duffus wriggled his way into a shooting position here, but saw his shot comfortably saved by Britt. Saints began to come back into the game as it grew old. Ryan Seeger unleashed this effort from the edge of the box, but it was right down Russell Griffith's throat. Duffus continued to threaten and produce this shot on the turn. Britt aware to it and able to parry away. The introduction of Niall Mason certainly seemed to brighten things up for Saints. He tried this effort from distance, but it was deflected behind for a corner. Saints did eventually grab a goal, but it would prove to be no more than a consolation. Jake Sinclair's corner caused trouble in the box and the ball fell at the feet of Bevis Mugabe, who scored his second in as many games. Callum Connolly came close with this header in the dying stages, but it fell just wide of the far post. Mason climbed high to win this header, but it flashed back across goal and ended up well wide of the target. As Saints were left chasing the game in the final moments, they were limited to shots from distance. This effort from Sam Gallagher summing up a miserable evening up north. Jake Flanagan had one final roll of the dice, but Griffiths was able to comfortably collect. Southampton defeated, but an ideal opportunity to bounce back later in the week against Watford in the Under-21 Premier League Cup at St Mary's. Final score though, Everton 3, Southampton 1.
I'm going to sound like a bit of a gramophone record, but the first half was worse than the Chelsea game in terms of Everton had a winning mentality. They won all the challenges, they outthought and outran us and played with more passion, so that is extremely disappointing.
And you got off to a pretty bad start. After 3 minutes, I think they scored their first goal. It was all uphill from there, wasn't it? Well,
it was. And if Bevis doesn't deal with the ball like he did, he let the ball bounce instead of either volleying it or heading it, then it's a different kettle of fish. But the basics in the first half were nowhere near what they should be.
Is there a bit of a confidence problem within the team after the last 2 games, or is it just a lack of performance?
Probably a bit of both, but the players understand what they need to do. This is not obviously a league ground, but Everton dealt with the conditions far better than us. They competed more, they were nasty when they had to, and when they got the ball down, we got 2 French boys who cut us to pieces.
We don't want to dwell on it too much, but obviously in the second half you shored things up a bit, got the goal back. Is there a positive to take from that?
Well, only in the fact, again, second match going that we've not conceded and scored a goal, but the game's dead and buried again. There's no excuse for that, but there will be some changes made now. And
thinking about Thursday's game, obviously a big cup tie, are you thinking about changing your lineup there?
Yes, I will be, looking at some of the performances. I'll obviously chat and see what happens in terms of the players' availability, but looking at that, I'll be looking to change one or two players, definitely.
A couple of the younger lads came on tonight again, Armani Little and Niall Mason. Have they given you something to think about for Thursday?
Well, certainly they equipped themselves well. I mean, Niall had to play out of position, played left back, but he did show plenty of fire in his belly and did some good things on the ball.
Is it a good thing in a way to have a game so soon after tonight to be able to put things right?
Absolutely. I mean, we'll travel back, we'll get back in the early hours of the morning, then the next 2 days will be about recovery, and then obviously game day on Thursday.
And another positive from tonight, of which of course we're all happy about, Sam Gallagher getting through the whole 90 minutes. It's a big boost for him and for yourselves. Yeah,
it was a bit erratic tonight, Sam, but at least he's got 90 minutes under his belt. But it's difficult for him when we can't distribute the ball to use his strengths. And I would like to mention Jake Sinclair again. He was terrific, very professional, plays with a lot of passion and cleverness. And obviously it's his corner or his delivery that's allowed us to score.
And he has been playing well since he came back from Hibernian. Is that loan spell done him the world of good, do you think?
I think it's made him grit his teeth. He's certainly working hard. He's back up to fitness now, and in the last few games he's been our most consistent player.